There's a family suing after a bystander was killed during a police chase. It's very sad. Put up the picture full mass. This is why your local community should have common sense rules as it relates to police chasing people, period. Bohdan Vetrov was killed as a result of a high-speed police chase in the city of Lakewood, Washington. His family has now filed a wrongful death claim against the city and the police department. Vetrov should be here. He was a father of 7 and the sole provider for his family. Innocent bystander, dutiful father, provider. He was working as a commercial truck driver. He died when a juvenile suspect fleeing from the Lakewood police collided with his truck on June 29th, 2023. You see the wreckage. The claim accuses the Lakewood police of violating state law and departmental policies by initiating the chase without the necessary risk assessment, approval, or supervision. That means they created an unsafe environment with a juvenile who, by the way, we should give a damn about the juvenile's life too. Created an unsafe environment to the community at large, and they had absolutely no idea what they were actually chasing. No supervision, no direct protocol for the chase, which is a departmental policy. Vetrov, who immigrated from Ukraine 2017 with his family, was the sole provider for his wife and 7 children. The lawsuit says the family has faced significant financial and emotional challenges since his death. The incident happened on June 29th, 2023, following a robbery by 2 juveniles alleged at a Tacoma convenience store. Upon believing they had a positive ID on the teenage driver, officers allegedly positioned themselves near the home of the juvenile. They were in their patrol vehicles to wait for him after confirming his identity. The lawsuit alleges that despite the teen initially obeying traffic laws and driving safely while approaching his home, the officers activated their lights, prompting the driver to flee and the officers to begin a high-speed chase. I want you to understand the argument that the attorney is making in that nuance. The attorney is basically saying, or the family is saying, if you're waiting on someone to get home, but you treat it as a common traffic stop, why did you wait for that person to get to their home? Because once you activated your lights, there's a potential chase, which is the reason why you decided not to put an APB out on the vehicle, because he's coming to his home and you were going to arrest him without incident at his home. If you were going to put the lights on him, you could have just pulled him over before he got to the house. That's the point of the attorney. Family and attorneys claim the officers failed to coordinate a safe apprehension, suggesting that the officer should have instead allowed the teen to pull into his own driveway and then blocked his car instead of initiating a pursuit, which, by the way, was probably, at least in somebody's mind, that's how they were going to do it. Put it up full mass. Quote, they want accountability, they want justice, they want to make sure this never happens to another family. Mark Lindquist, who was representing the Vetrov family, said, quote, the rules require officers to do a risk assessment, to check in with a supervisor, and to have a plan to safely end the chase. None of that happened here. Prosecutors further claimed that the pursuing cop was actually not certified in pursuit intervention. It means he didn't go through the training, a mandatory precondition under police policy, but decided to continue the chase without communication with a supervisor or a plan to safely conclude the chase. Well, how can he do these other parts? He's not certified. He may not know. So that's negligence, gross negligence, and somebody's dead. But I'm sure he knew in the context of policing that there's a certification in order to create this kind of high-speed pursuit, in which he should have called somebody who had the proper certification, or at least got an override from a supervisor, which is allowable under policy. He did none of that. There's more. The pursuit ended at the intersection of Freedom Way and Interstate 5, where the speeding juvenile ran a red light and crashed into Mr. Vetrov's truck. 57 years of age, was not wearing a seatbelt, was ejected from the vehicle, dying in the crash. Both juveniles inside the car did survive. So now the family is seeking $26 million in damages against the City of Lakewood, according to the family's attorney. There is no avenue to pursue a civil claim against the teens involved in this case, since they were minors at the time of the crash, which, by the way, the police had that information. Remember, the police were at the juvenile's home. They knew he was a child. See how egregious this is. This man is dead because of not just bad policing, but bad policies that allowed it. All right, Senator, thoughts here?
Yeah, Doc, just told it is outrageous, it's reckless, senseless. To the Vetrov's family, to his family, just our hearts go out to them in their moment of need, of economic need, of spiritual need. You know, it's not just the money part. They miss their father. They miss, misses her husband. I'm sure he could have been a brother and an uncle. I mean, his family misses him. And so his physical presence is not there anymore. I do hope that they prevail in a court of law. I really, really do. And just adrenaline, Doc. I mean, not besides the fact that you laid out that this police officer that was involved in this pursuit was not certified to do so. I really believe part of this is he just got caught up in the adrenaline of it all and just was not thinking. Sometimes these officers, they get caught up in the madness of what is happening in the moment and they don't stop to think, which is why one of the policies is to call a supervisor to give you a chance to kind of step back, hopefully if things are going right, to step back and to exhale and decide what to do and what not to do. I mean, you got the license plates, Doc, as you laid out by the article. They knew where to find these juveniles. What you chasing them for? Right. All you got to do is lay in wait. You already got them. It was just a matter of time. So this just senseless, reckless, all of the above. And I'm just so heartbroken for this family.
Yeah, same here. Thoughts and prayers are with the family, and we will bring you updates as they come.